Hello, hello. My name is Storm, and this is the third and final game. It's a TVP, um, and it's my application to Quantic Media or Quantic Gaming. I really wish to be a part of Quantic. So, we're gonna go ahead and get this underway. I'm waiting for that gray stuff to go away. I can't tell when it does, so I just give a little bit of time to kind of talk and tell you, this is my application, etc., etc. Also, really quick before I go ahead and start the game, I do have fraps in case I need to do that because of the gray stuff. So if you'd like me to do that, I would be more than happy to. I'm not very good at editing, so that's why I don't use fraps, and because that's why I don't. That's why I talk in the beginning, because I don't know how to get rid of the gray stuff like through editing. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that ahead of time. So yeah, this is going to be the third and final game. Let's go ahead and get it underway. It's going to be between SouLFantaSy, the Red Terran, at the, what is that, 7 o'clock position. And at the 11 o'clock position, we do have VTAttero, the Blue Protoss. I'm not too sure about, I don't know if this is the same fantasy I casted earlier or not, actually. Who just joined Soul? I don't know. Artero, I have heard of him. I don't know too much about him. So, I just picked 3 random replays and I went with it. And as I'll mention again, I do not. I'm still learning all the stuff, so I will learn eventually about these guys, and so that way I actually know who I'm casting and stuff. But yeah, so we have a depot going down, not actually choosing to wall off at the very, very beginning. I have seen like Slayer's Dragon do this, gets his depot really early for the extra resources, and then walls off with like a depot ramp or something, or just chooses not to wall off at all against Protoss. I'm not sure about the metagame here. Again, this is a year old, so I'm not sure how TVP plays out. If it's 1 Rax fast expand, or if it's like 2 Rax, or what's good. I don't know what's good right here. It is going to be on Tal'Darim Altar. I actually have this map vetoed as a Terran player. I don't really like this map. I don't like maps that have a destructible rock at the third or blocking off the third, like most maps do, regardless. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. There's a GLHF at 1 minute 56 seconds. He is making sure he's managed. Just might have forgot or may have been busy. We do have the probe scout going directly south and seeing that there is his Terran opponent, not scouting the gas. There's a gas going down by Attero, excuse me, Fantasy. I'm not sure if Fantasy was the Terran player that I casted or not. I don't actually remember. Is he going to lose that SCV though? If he loses that SCV, it might delay that barracks for a long time. There we go. There is an SCV coming down to help repair. That probe leaving right after the shields are dead. I hate it when they do that, man. That's the most frustrating thing ever. So we do see a gas here by Fantasy. I'm not sure exactly too much about Protoss. I don't play them very much. They're just too boring for me. They just feel boring. I'm not that kind of guy, I don't swing that way. So I'm not sure if that's how the 1 Rax fast expand or 1 gate expand works, if they actually get gas and then expand, or how that actually plays out. But yeah, so we'll just mention that he has gas and we'll see what he does with it. We do have that probe coming back in to do what damage that they can to that SCV that was building the barracks earlier. He is actually going ahead and working on that wall off now, getting the barracks here. I'm not sure. Let me check VTAttero's cam really quick. He did see that the refinery is up in play, so he's going to be a little bit more cautious about fast expanding if that was his option. Anyways, so yeah, no Zealot out, and I actually see a lot of players opting to choose their Zealot really fast. So he is chrono boosting that Stalker, which I do see a lot as well. It might be that, I don't know exactly what the Hux 20 foot expand, but he's at 23. I don't know. Well, I don't know Protoss, man. I'm trying to learn them, and I'm playing them on another account to try and figure them out because I'm kind of lost on how they work. But yeah, you get really fast 2 blink stalkers, but normally you get 2 gates so that you can get map control, and I normally see it used as a PvP build, so maybe he just wants to get that stalker out really, really early to kill off the bunker before it builds, or just to kill off some marines really fast. He is getting a reactor on that barracks, but no expansion quite yet, but the way he's placing that bunker looks like he might want to expand pretty soon. He did throw it down. I didn't quite see his minerals yet. I didn't see if he was floating up to 400 or not. So this is like a gas expand with a really fast reactor, but no second barracks. I've never seen this kind of play, but hey, that's what it was. That's what you got to do. The stalker is trying to. Oh, I guess it isn't trying to target fire the SCV. There it goes, trying to kill that SCV that's building the bunker before it finishes. Marines are going to force that stalker back. Stalker losing a little bit of health. He has to be very, very careful here. Really good players I've seen will take that stalker and target fire the low health Marines, and I don't know how they do it. I'm not that good yet, but yeah, I've played a few masters, and they do that. The Marines, they are going to get a stalker kill, which is very, very big. You do not want to lose stalkers if you can. I want to keep keep them alive as long as possible and do as much damage as you can and be as annoying as you can without losing any health in the very, very early game. So yeah, losing that Stalker is actually kind of a big deal right now, just because it's really early into the game. Excuse me, that was weird. I like snorted. So we do have 2 more barracks coming down. This is like a one rats with gas expand. It's like literally the same thing. It just delayed because he got his gas to get that faster reactor. So that's kind of cool. I like it. It's not too bad. We do have a Stalker over here at the Xel'Naga Tower because he did lose his buddy. He's like, I'm not going over there. You can't make me do that. So he's just going to sit over here. And he's like, I'll give you map control, though. I can do that. So there's a robotics facility. It looks like it's going to be a 3-gate robo here. Very, very standard, still even today. I don't see Protoss changing the whole metagame up too much. I mean, they kind of just react based off of what everyone else is doing and make sure that they're okay. It's just kind of what I've noticed. I don't know if that's entirely true, but they've been doing that 3-gate robo for a very long time. We do have an observer coming out and a robotics bay coming down as well. Stalker is being forced to go back home. We do have a pretty significant marine force. I guess it does need to get kind of balled up, though, I'd imagine. Oh, I guess maybe not. There's the sentries. There's a good guardian shield. The force field going down. Does he have enough energy for another one? No, he does not, so that force field's not going to be able to do too much. There's not very many units, though, for VTAttero, so the marines are coming in here, killing off the sentries, killing... Oh, they're going to be able to kill one? No, it looks like it's sitting there with 4 health, trying to kill it off, but unfortunately, I think that he's not going to be able to kill it because he's pulling him back. Stalker might go down. He is target firing the sentry. One of the sentries did go down. He's going to go for the other one, killing his Stalker as well. This marine force is doing really, really good damage. Not going to be able to kill that Stalker, just doing a little bit of health damage and then trying to run away. Although Stalkers are faster than marines, so I'm not sure if that was a misclick or if he actually meant to do that or not. He has 2 bunkers here. I'm not sure why his thought process is on that. He saw the expansion, maybe because it's the 3-gate robo, so he doesn't want to take too much damage from it. 3-gate robo is very good because you can force field the bunkers and stop the SCVs from repairing, so it's very, very frustrating to do if you hit a really good timing, but he's going for very, very quick Colossi, so I don't imagine him actually pushing out pretty soon. Maybe with like 2 or 3 Colossi he'll push. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting throughout this game. We do have another barracks going down. Looks like double engineering bay, but no factory quite yet. He is floating quite a bit of gas, so he does need to spin that. He is getting the upgrades, and as soon as he gets 100 minerals, I'd imagine a factory will be thrown down so that he can get medevacs, possibly. I'm not sure. We'll see when he plans on timing that out. +1/+1 and stem are on the way. We do have, looks like VTAttero just kind of mining, just trying to macro himself back up here to get Colossi. 35 to 40 SCVs, but there is Chrono Boost being used as well, so he can get a few ahead. 5 ahead is a little bit too much, but it's okay. I think Fantasy's doing a pretty good job at it. He is supply blocked right now and behind in supply a little bit, but that's alright. We do have extended thermal lines on the way for the Colossi, and only 1 Colossi out in the field right now, but they're so expensive, so it's going to take a little bit more before he can get 200 minerals. He's just now actually mining that gas, and that pylon there is actually delaying the gas just a little bit. So yeah, kind of jerked the camera around a little bit there. The thing is with this is I find that like gateway, these like little barracks timing attacks that he's doing, it's really difficult with Colossi out in the field. Like you see them and you immediately run. So we'll see how Fantasy is going to be able to deal with this. I'd like to learn a little bit of DVP from him if I can. There is a probe coming down here and a Stalker to be able to kill off the guy at the Xel'Naga Tower. A Marine coming down, but it sees a Stalker. I'd imagine he's going to come back, but nope. He's going to just run right into that Stalker and give him a free 50 minerals. So it looks like, Fantasy is going to push out. Still leaving those 2 bunkers there. I'm not sure why he decided to do that. He does have combat shield on the way. +1/+1. It is almost done, so he timed this very, very well. They should be done. Well, I think it might be a little bit behind, but if he sits at the Xel'Naga Tower for just like a few seconds, his +1/+1 will be done whenever he pushes. No charge quite yet. I do see a lot of players going for that really early charge now, and then just charge sentries and then just getting really good force fields instead of the Colossi play. Colossi play has been coming back as well, so I guess they do have a metagame change. It's just what the players decide to do. They have a lot of different styles that I see, especially in PvT. Not necessarily in PvZ though. I see a lot of immortal pushes and such, but yeah, I'm still trying to familiarize myself with that. There are some pretty good force fields coming here. However, all of the zealots are dying. The 3 Colossi are pushing up here, so I'm not sure what Fantasy's going to do. Trying to kill off all the gateway units, getting all the gateway units. Actually, wow, he's just going to take himself right through it. Going to get 1 Colossi. Colossi is going down. He did lose all the gateways, so I feel like Fantasy is actually in a really good spot right now. Now he can start Viking production, getting his 3rd, actually ninjing it, not getting doing it at the Destructible Rocks. Pretty cool. So yeah, we're going to see if he's going to start Viking production immediately. He actually just now got his starport up and running. There's the Vikings. No medevacs quite yet. Third is almost completed. So yeah, we're going to see how VTAttero, what he decides to do. Let's check his upgrades. It's actually 0-0, no forges quite yet. And he's just pushing out with 3 Zealots, 3 Stalkers, and 2 Colossi. However, I believe that was a Marine that saw that Attero is pushing out, so he's going to load up in the bunkers and be prepared for this push. And if he kills off the Colossi, I mean, that's pretty much GG for Fantasy, I feel like. There's a factory being floated out over here. I like to use that factory as a tech lab whore. I just kind of switch out the tech labs, getting reactors and such on it as long as I can. The Colossi are going to have to be pushed back because the Vikings are out here. They are hold positioned right after they shot the Colossi. Very, very good. There is an SUV sitting here by a probe. They're just kind of like, hey, you want to mate? But instead, Colossi, Mom and Dad came here. Mom and Dad Colossi were like, nope, you cannot mate, and killed them. So it looks like not throwing down another starport, just getting 2 Vikings at a time. No upgrades on the Vikings quite yet. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of looking bad for Fantasy, I feel like, because now that Attero has grouped up, or has reinforced his units now as a proxy pylon, these Colossi are going to be very, very hard to kill with the amount of Stalkers that are out in the field. He's trying to micro the Vikings as well as he can. The bunker is red and burning, about to die. The Colossi with extended thermal lance being able to kill it off, and now the Vikings are trying to kill the reinforcement of Colossi, but there's 3 out on the field. Stem going down. The Colossi, oh, what is that? Like a double stem. I'm not sure what he did there. But yeah, the Colossi are just ripping through it. The force fields are forcing them to stay right where they are, getting killed by the Colossi. Vikings over here trying to kill the Colossi. They are going down. The Vikings do manage to get them down, but there's a lot of Stalkers and Zealots here. And now the Marines the SCVs are being pulled to the bunkers to repair. The Vikings are landing to try and do as much more damage. There's only 2 Marauders, however, inside of the bunker, but with the repairs, wow, oh my god, I think that Fantasy might be able to hold this off with the repair, but no, he's not repairing, and now the bunker is about to go down. Now the SCVs are being target fired. More reinforcements here for Attero because he can immediately warp in at the proxy pylon, and the bunker is just still burning, very, very low on health, just barely making it. Now going into orange. Oh my good god, if he holds this off, it looks like he may be able to. 2 Marauders being stemmed up. He needs to stem those Marauders inside the bunkers. Stalkers are being forced to pull back. Zealots are out on the field, but deciding not to engage. Wow, and the third is up and running by Fantasy. We're going to go to the probe count. It's 30-47 inside of VTAttero's favor. However, was that a drop? No, that's a factory. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, he lost all the Colossi. If we go to the resources lost, it's in Fantasy's favor, so that can be good, but the instant warp-ins, man, it could be very problematic if he force fields this bunker. He's going to throw down 2 more bunkers now to try to be as safe as he possibly can. There is a probe over here. Proxy piloting the third, trying to check and see if that's up and running. There is a Colossi over on the refinery going into the mineral line of the natural, but there's no Vikings out on the field. There is 2 on the way, but unfortunately that's Colossi oversteps its bounds. Some Marauders and Marines can stem forward and kill the Colossi before the gateway units can reinforce, but no, it is only going to lose a very, very little amount of health. Oh, but now it's, again, overstepping. It's now in red health, so if he loses that Colossi by overextending it without the gateway army, then that could be very, very bad for Attero. He needs that Colossi alive, needs to keep it alive, and he can be in good shape. I mean, it's just, it's like SouLFantaSy is just hanging on by a thread. He's living on a prayer right now. And Attero is just trying to do what he can off his 2-base push. He's not taking his third. He does not want a third. He wants to kill Fantasy. He does not want to go into a macro game. But the third is up and running for Fantasy. He does need another starport, I feel like. He needs to start getting that Viking production up and running, or at least an upgrade on his Vikings to kill these Colossi. There are 3 bunkers up and running. The SCVs are not being pulled to repair. The Zealots are doing what they can. 2 Colossi enter the field, but there are a lot of Stalkers. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 Colossi, 2 Vikings. But there are 2 Vikings up to the north as well. 1 Colossi going down. The other one is getting targeted by the Vikings. It's on taking health damage now. The Marines, SCVs, are preparing that same bunker that saved him in the previous engagement. Stalkers now dying. The Colossi goes down. The Stalkers with concussive shell are trying to survive. This bunker just 90% from being completed. There is a Colossi out over here. I feel like Fantasy needs to start looking for those proxies now that the Protoss has retreated, and start killing them as fast as he possibly can. There are 2 medevacs out. Finally, we see some medevacs here to heal these biological units. We do see another barracks going down here for Fantasy. The macro or the macro, the resources from this third base is now kicking in and going into Fantasy's favor. He's floating a bit, but that's all right. That is completely understandable. Factory is over here to kind of see what's going on. Sees that, hey, there's a lot of stalkers out on the field. Still no upgrades, though, for the Protoss player. Just now taking his third, and he's broke. He has a lot of gas, but no minerals. So, I mean, he needs the minerals. So yeah, I feel like Fantasy, if he just keeps macroing off this engagement and doesn't push for a while he has this huge advantage, he can win it. But if he engages and tries to kill him, just out of like, hey, you know, he attacked me, now that I need to attack him, then he's going to lose it. So I feel like he needs to be very, very aware of that he is at a huge advantage. He's 2-2 right now. The Protoss is not, I don't even think he has a Forge. No Forge for the Protoss yet. So, yeah, I mean, his army is just going to rip through the Protoss army. He just needs to make sure that he's keeping up on his bases and make sure that he's keeping his macro up. He has no gas. He needs to be transferring into gas here. Both the guys in the gas here, taking his third, killing the proxies off, just playing very, very safe. That's what he needs to do. He has +3 weapons being started. Killing the proxy off. And let's see what the Protoss is doing. Sending 2 stalkers over out onto Xel'Naga Tower. There's an SUV checking for the third. So he's going to see, oh, there's no third. There has to be something up. There's something. And then he's going to scout around, I'd imagine. Killing another proxy. I'm not sure. No, he will not be supply blocked. But if he kills this one here, he will be supply blocked. There's Hallucination coming out. Hallucination is a very good upgrade that needs to be used in the end game. There's the scan. Perfect timing to check that one out. Yeah. So, yeah, good map control right there, right? So he does see that the third is up and running now. There are probes being transferred over to it to try and get some money back for VTAttero. But that third for Fantasy has been up and running for so long. He needs to get the fourth, though. He needs to start thinking about taking a fourth now that his main is pretty much mined out. Natural's getting there, and his third has been mining for a while. It's not near mined out, but, you know, it's about time. It's about that time. There is a Zealot over here. I'm just trying to run around, get some Xel'Naga control, but unfortunately he ran into some Marauders. A drop over at the third base, killing off some SUVs, killed off the Zealot as well. We do have some probes being transferred to help kill, but the Colossi are moving over here. He's just going to lift off and go back home. So he gets a good number because the Protoss just moved the Colossi over. So he goes, okay, there's 3 Colossi. That's all right. Scans, sees the force. He's like, all right, now what do I need to be able to deal with this? Oh, 4 Colossi now. Still investing. No High Templar. Just now getting 1 Forge. So yeah, that's crazy. Now it looks like Fantasy is going to go straight for that third. However, the Protoss did see the Medivacs moving over there. So he knows what's up. But yeah, I'm not sure. This is looking pretty... I don't know how this is going to play out, actually. Looking over at the upgrades at the Vikings, it's still 0-0. And unfortunately, there's only, what, 5 Vikings out on the field. So this engagement has to go down to proper control. There are some hallucinated Phoenixes right here. He needs to target fire the Vikings if he can realize that those are hallucinations. Unfortunately, he's A-moving the Vikings, and the Colossi are doing a ton of damage. But the upgrades, again, are tearing through that gateway army that VTAttero has. But unfortunately, Colossi are just so strong. So yeah, the biological army is going down. The Vikings are killing off the Colossi. So yeah, I don't know if Fantasy can actually do anything. He's lost his third base. His natural is a little bit oversaturated. His main is completely dried out. He's just running really, really low on money right now. There is the fourth base up and running for Fantasy. He does have reinforcements on the way. Some sentries over here trying to tickle these medevacs. Tickle, tickle, tickle. One goes down. Another one might go down if they target fire it, but nope, unfortunately it runs out of range. Another medevac coming over here to help support. There comes some Marauders. Stem. Kill, kill, kill before +1 is even... Oh, it's not even being researched. So yeah, he's going to tear through those stalkers with the Marauders, and the sentries will die as well. So yeah, I feel like this is very, very one-sided. Look at the supplies right now. It's 129 to 51 right now. VTAttero's just getting chewed through because he has no upgrades, and he's just investing so much in the Colossi right now. And he's decided never to take a third. He finally took his third, and then he lost it because it was so late. So yeah. You have a third, asks VTAttero. I have a fourth, says SouLFantaSy. Transferring some SCVs over here to the fourth expansion. Where, asks VTAttero? Please tell me so I can go kill it. B right 5. That's right, B right 5. So the biological units are coming up here to kill off the gateway army of the Protoss player, killing off the Colossi. And he says GG, VTAttero says, and then win, says Fantasy. What? Oh, a little bit of BM here. Good game, and then he says win, because he didn't say it was a very good game. Anyways, that was very one-sided. That's the end for me. That was my 3-part application to Quantic, and I guess I can say goodbye. Right now I'm in Optic. You guys have got my emails. So I appreciate the consideration. It's very cool that you guys are recruiting. I saw your post on Reddit. I'd really like to help out if I can. If I'm not good enough, I understand. I will try to improve. I'm not going to take it personally. You guys are a business after all, and you're trying to help grow esports. So I understand in that regard, and I will just keep improving if I'm not good enough yet, but I will get there eventually. So yeah, last time, I appreciate, again, the opportunity. Hope you guys liked it. Please let me know. I look forward to hearing your emails, and hopefully we get a follow-up meeting, etc., etc. You can follow my Twitter at twitter.com/cprog1x. I will change that eventually because it's too hard to remember for everyone. But nevertheless, take care, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you for watching the 3-part series if you watched it all. I love you guys. Goodbye.